Welcome back, everybody. It's nice to see you guys. It's been a few days since I put out some content. I apologize for that, but sometimes life just gets in the way. That's what happens. Anyway, my day job keeps me very busy with what I do. So let's get right into this, shall we? We're going to talk today about plated wheat cents, or for lack of a better word, I guess, replated wheat cents. And first thing that comes to mind when anybody thinks of a replated wheat cent are the 1943 steel cents. And yeah, it's true. Most everybody knows how to spot a plated wheat cent or a plated steel cent anyway, because they're super shiny. Here's one up on the screen right here. It gives you an idea as to what I'm talking about. This is exactly it. But how do you spot a plated steel cent? How do you spot a plated wheat cent, period? So this video is going to cover both steel cents and copper plated cents. And the reason why is obviously because they can plate a copper cent just like they can plate a steel cent. Now, I'm going to cover the plating of copper cents with copper plating, not to be confused with plating a copper cent, like a 1944 cent, with, say, a zinc plating that would make it look like a steel cent when it's actually not. But I'm going to cover the plating of cents in general and how to spot it. So that seems to be everybody's issue right here. How to spot a plated cent. Well, let's dig into exactly what you need to do to be able to spot a plated cent. So, number one on the list that you are going to need to be able to spot a plated, replated cent is going to be one of these little guys. This is a jeweler's loop, and you can buy them pretty much anywhere online. Amazon's got them, they're all over the place. But you definitely want something like what this one is here, which is a 10 power loop. They come in all sorts of different powers: 5 power, 10 power, 15 power, 16 power. I actually have a 16 power, works really nice. Uh, and they work better than a regular magnifying glass. So if you're using just a regular magnifying glass like this, it's not going to cut it, because these magnifying glasses are usually only a 3 to a 5 power, at most maybe an 8 power, and that's not going to get you up close enough to the coin to actually be able to make the diagnostic that you're going to need in order to determine whether or not you have a plated cent. So, what do we look for when we're looking for a plated cent? Or, I guess it's more along the lines of what we're trying to not find on a plated cent that we would find on an unplated cent. And that particular thing is the biggest thing that you can find or look for when it comes to a plated coin. And now, remember, I'm talking about plated coins. There's other ways to alter a coin, buffing them and things like that. But speaking just strictly for plated coins, one of the first things that you have to realize is that when you plate a coin, you cover up the natural surfaces of the coin. Those natural surfaces have your hints in it that you need in order to figure out if it's a real coin or I guess, an original coin that hasn't been plated. Those things that you're looking for are called flow lines. And there you go. That's exactly what a flow line looks like right there. If you take a real close look, you'll see that these flow lines are basically kind of like waves to a certain degree, if you want to call it such. Or if anybody's ever watched the wind blow on the water, the surface of the water, you'll notice how it blows the water in a particular direction. Well, the same thing happens when a coin is struck. These flow lines that you see are basically the metal as it moves outward from the center of the coin, and they tend to move towards the rims of the coin, but they can move in other directions as well. But for the most part, the primary direction is outward towards the rim of the coin. Now, That's a 1943 cent that is an authentic 1943 uncirculated Lincoln cent. And here is this another coin that's a 1943 cent that's a plated one. Take a look at what's missing. Kind of cool, huh? Yeah, those flow lines. So let's run through a couple more pictures here of some of these flow lines so you get a chance to see coins with and without these flow lines. Here's a couple more pictures of the reverse of a steel cent that is a original uncirculated Lincoln cent with the flow lines right up towards the top of the wheat stalk here that you can see as they flow outwards towards the rim of the coin. And if you look real close and take real close note of these flow lines in this next picture here, you're going to see that they don't exist. And that right there is probably one of the biggest things that you can look for when it comes to a plated cent. So, with that being said, we've covered steel cents here. What about copper coins? Let's talk a little bit about copper coins and plating copper coins because I mentioned it at the beginning that this isn't always just about steel cents, that copper coins can be plated or replated as well. Up on your screen is a 1942 Lincoln cent that looks just about as shiny can be. First thought would be it's been replated, right? Well, let's take a closer look at it. And as you zoom in and look at it a little closer under a microscope or your loop that you have, you're going to see all of those flow lines around the coin. They go from the center of the coin outward towards the rim of the coin. And you're going to see a couple of them in sequence here just so you can see what I'm talking about. So, why is this coin so shiny? What happened to it? What did somebody do to it? Well, let's take a really close look at the reverse of the coin in one area in particular, and you're going to notice some scratches that pretty much extend from the field of the coin between the letters up onto the letters and over the letters, and then back down again into the field, as you can see here. And those particular areas are going to pretty much be our deciding element to explain what happened to this coin. And what essentially happened to it was buffed or polished, or for lack of a better word, there's a term that's used called whizzing a coin. And whizzing a coin is not what it sounds like. I know, right? Whizzing a coin is actually buffing a coin with a small little tool, like a Dremel tool of sorts, or a jeweler's tool, in order to shine the coin up. And so, why would someone want to shine a 1942 Lincoln cent like this? Easy. It makes it look like a proof cent because 1942 was the last year of the proofs that were made before they stopped for the war, and didn't pick up again until 1950. So this coin was made to look like a proof coin, but it was not replated in order to make it look shiny. It was whizzed. So let's review real quick. Remember, we're talking about plating or replating of coins to make them look new or shiny. And as you've just seen, there are other ways to make a coin look new and shiny. Whizzing, for example, like you just saw with the 1942. But that also relates to the whole plating or replating of a coin or a Lincoln cent, too. And so the thing you need to start looking for first and foremost are those flow lines. Those flow lines will tell you whether it has been plated or not. If they're covered up and the plating has been put over top of the original surface of the coin, those flow lines won't be there. They won't exist. Now, if you see flow lines, it means that number one, it's very possible that it's an original coin, but if it's not looking original to you, if it looks too shiny, or if it just looks off for whatever the reason, it's very possible that it has been polished or whizzed like the 1942. So the flow lines can exist for an altered coin, but they will not exist if the coin has been replated. So there you go. That's, I guess, the best way to explain plating to someone. And this is probably the hardest subject when it comes to people and their 1943 steel cents, because I see so many posts, one right after the other, about steel scents that oh wow, I've got this really shiny nice steel scent, this thing looks MS68 because it's so shiny and stuff like that. Well, obviously we've just blown that right out of the water, and the fact that sometimes really shiny coins are just I guess plated. No other way to say it. My birds are going crazy in the background here, so I think they want a little attention. So I'm going to leave you guys with that. Please remember to like and subscribe to my channel. I would very much appreciate it. Keep the notification bells on so that you get notifications when I do come up with new content. Obviously, as I have time, I will make more. But hopefully, this was informational for you guys. I do appreciate you watching very much. You guys have a very good rest of your afternoon.